Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Jay, Jay Money, aka the biggest Laker fan that you can think of. Not really, but huge Laker fan. So if I compare a lot of my comparisons to former Lakers or even current Lakers, that's because I'm the biggest, one of the biggest Laker fans there is. Um, our topic of discussion, I actually just got a text message from my bud and we were talking about rookies this season for the season of 2018 season, how they performed and also overperformed or overachieved what we expected from them, and how this culture, this new I guess new culture of rookies coming out the first season and creating some noise, creating some actual talent, showcasing their talent at such an early age, and not being afraid to live up to the moment during the pressure situations, especially in these playoffs right now. Watching the Boston Celtics with Jason Tatum and also Ben Simmons, considered a rookie still, and Donovan Mitchell. They're basically they're leading their squads in these playoffs, and they're rookies. I mean, that's amazing and it's beautiful to watch. The NBA it's you were watching evolution as it is. I mean, we came with the 3 point shooting of Steph Curry and how he's changed overall the whole aspect of the game, to be spread out on the floor and shooting threes and cutting in the middle, kicking out to wide open people, ball movement, etc. But these rookies are stepping up. And he asked me what's one of the main reasons, and I didn't know at first. And it didn't take me long to kind of look through as to the history of the NBA and look at their coaches and so on and so forth. And I think a lot has to do with who these coaches are coaching these young guys. There are a lot of new young faces in the NBA as far as coaches and players also, and new voices, and they're letting these kids who under old regime coaches, under the old school coaches, would have taken some time to even see the 5 to 10 minutes a game. It would have been bench players, ninth player or something like that, eighth player on the bench, and waiting for them to get some few minutes in, because they were so the coaches didn't really trust them, or they just had too much talent in there, and they long story short, I think it was just trust. And I think these new coaches that we have, um, uh, like Luke Walton, I looked here, Brad Stevens, Quinn Snyder, and even Brett Brown, who's a little older, but they're all fresh and they're new. They're putting their trust in these kids to make plays, and these kids are feeling confident for that. And I think that means a lot for these kids, to have their coaches back like that, and it gives them the confidence that whatever mistakes you make is all right. It's just a matter of improving each and every single game, not year, or don't worry about next year, don't worry about the next play, just worry about now and worry about the things you're doing now. And I think these kids are feeling that trust, and they're playing comfortable. They're not playing with that pressure as to snaps. If I make a mistake, am I gonna be sent back to the bench and not play until X amount of games? And they're not. They're feeling stress free, so they're feeling a little loose. They're playing more confident, a little more swag to him. I mean, look at Donovan Mitchell. The guy's been outperforming most of his peers. I mean, look at guys like Russell Westbrook. To my mind, the guy not only shot better, he got his teammates involved a lot better than Westbrook. And I know Westbrook tends to be the triple double guy, but it's almost like he does these triple doubles to gather up his stats. And Donovan Mitchell, his game just comes so smooth. He doesn't have to try to be something he's not. And I think that speaks a lot with these coaches. Quinn Snyder's given the ball to one of the rookies and said, hey, listen, it's your job. Don't worry about the mistakes you're going to make, and we're here to help you. But just go out there and play, man. Just showcase your talent. And he's been feeling comfortable. He shoots the three, goes down the middle. He's got like a Euro step, and he's got these crazy dunks, So there's a lot to say with these coaches, and I commend them for allowing them to change the whole culture, because we keep changing. This is all a change. I'm telling you, these coaches are adapting to the change too, and they're allowing these young kids to roam free, to be as great and as talented as they can, and it shows. It's been showcasing. Guys like Lonzo Ball. I was watching the Lakers the entire season. Luke Walton gave the entire trust to this kid. He had him every time they would run a play. He felt so comfortable giving the ball to this kid, and I felt comfortable as a Laker fan watching him because he's just IQ smart is great. You know, he finds the open man, passes it, doesn't think too much, doesn't try to make plays that aren't necessary. And yeah, of course, there were a few mistakes down the line where his shot's not even great, also, but it's all a learning curve. You're not gonna be able to allow these kids to grow unless they make those mistakes and learn and understand that these defensive schemes that other teams are performing on them are going to be exploited, and they're not going to learn that unless they go out there and play. And I commend these coaches. Luke Walton did a fabulous job, and let's not forget about Brad Stevens. I mean, Brad Stevens has a bunch of scrubs in his team. I mean, guys that you've never heard of before, in the NBA so much like you do now. Sorry, Rozier, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry if I said his name wrong. Jason Tatum as a rookie. He's been flourishing in the playoffs. Has a nice stroke. Yeah, it reminds me a lot about Kobe. Like I said, I'll compare a lot of these guys to the Lakers, but he's got like that little touch. He's got a really sweet 20-foot touch. He's got a great inside game, and he's quiet. He's not overly cocky. He knows how to play. And that's a lot of the Brad Stevens installing trust in him, saying, "Hey, man, you're going to be a starter. You're going to be great in this league." And how great is that to hear from a young kid who's 19, 20, coming fresh out of college? It's amazing to have that coach trust in you, as opposed to the old regime. Like I said, man, a lot of these older coaches, they were just probably like, "Hey, listen, you got to earn your way up," and these coaches are saying, "No. This is what we have, and we're going to trust you, and whatever mistakes you can, then go on and do them. And if you get hurt along the way, we'll take care of you. We'll stop, and we'll take you out a few games," which happened a couple times. Let's not forget to mention Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma went in and out of the lineup as a starter and a bench player, and at times I thought, oh man, he's really going to get frustrated from playing all these back and forth, going from bench to a starter. It's going to bring him down, his morality down. And at times you saw he had like a few shooting slump, but the guy gathered himself up and played tremendous down the stretch. It's just, I commend these coaches who are doing a spectacular job all throughout the year with these young kids. And I think it shows all around. It shows the confidence in these teams. It shows the confidence in the NBA also in general to allow these owners, to allow these coaches to let them coach. Let them trust their kids. And that's important in life, to have these kids feel the way they do, because they're going to perform at a high level. And you can see it all around in the NBA right now. So, yeah, I think a lot of it has to change with the coach, the culture, the NBA, everything. And I think it's going in the right direction. You can go ahead and share your thoughts. Maybe there's some other things, maybe some other factors that play into why these rookies are playing great, why these rookies are overachieving in my mind. I thought they'd be great, but you look, Jason Tatum just hit the 2 free throws down the stretch to make it a 5-point game against Philly, and I didn't think he was going to make those. Like a lot of these kids, they feel that pressure when they're young. I remember kids just breaking those during the playoffs. But like I said, it's just these coaches are putting their full trust in these kids, and these kids feel free, stress-free. It's like, all right, let me show you what I got. So, anyways, have a good evening, and I hope you guys like the show.